What's up, Rams? Welcome back to yet another week of Cam's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cameron Evig. CSU basketball just announced their 2021-2022 schedules. We'll take a deep dive into how all these high-profile non-conference games give the Rams a serious shot at being in the NCAA tournament come March. Plus, Rams football plays a top 5 opponent on Saturday. Can they pull off the massive upset? All that and more on Cam's Corner, starting right now. CSU basketball finally saw its schedule finalized on Monday, and man, that leaves me so hyped for my favorite time of the year, basketball season. Moby Madness is just 47 days away, and I for one expect big things for both the men's and women's squads this year. Let's tip things off with the men, who start their season off with a bang when they play last year's March Madness Cinderella story in Oral Roberts on November 9th. After that, the Arkansas Pine Bluff is followed up by Peru State, the school from Nebraska, not the country, who comes into Moby on the 14th. Look for Isaiah Stevens, David Roddy, and the crew to get off to a 3-0 start early in the season. And with non-conference tournaments like Paradise Jam around Thanksgiving and matchups against SEC squads like Alabama and Mississippi State, I feel like this program is finally going dancing, a goal that eluded them last year. Oh, and the Lady Rams also have some interesting matchups. Just like the men, they'll have a shot at Oral Roberts, but not before playing in-state opponents Colorado College and Northern Colorado. If Coach Williams' teams wants to find success this year, it will have to be on the back of junior McKenna Hofschild, who is the only returning starter from last season. Now, McKenna is a beast, but it's definitely going to be a challenge to find chemistry with an almost completely new starting lineup. We'll just have to see who emerges for CSU. And moving things on to the gridiron, CSU football is coming off a huge win this past weekend against Toledo, but no question about it. There isn't much time to celebrate when you have to travel to a top 5 team the very next weekend, with the Rams entering the confines of Kinnick Stadium to take on Iowa this Saturday at 1:30. When you go against a team of this caliber, especially at their house, the visitors are going to need a lot more than just momentum from last week's dub to pull off this upset. Iowa comes to this one 3-0 on the season, blowing out squads like Indiana and Kent State. Oh, and they secured a 10-point victory against their in-state rivals, Iowa State, to take home the Cy-Hawk Trophy for the 6th straight time. Now, if Rams want any shot at all of a W, it's going to have to come with clean and efficient play on offense. I feel like even one turnover could put this one out of reach. I mean, how can I be wrong? Iowa has 6 interceptions in 3 games and held those teams to just 30 points combined. And 17 of them came from number 14 ranked Iowa State. Iowa's defense is well coached and tough, and Todd Centeio has to be smart with the football if CSU wants to find success. Not to mention that winning the time of possession battle is also going to be key to keep that talented Hawkeyes offense off the field. And although they picked it up against the Rockets, the Rams' defense has not been good this year, giving up 42 and 24 points respectively in their first 2 games. But hey, it looks like the CSU D listened to my criticism last week, and they're going to have to perform even better on Saturday if they want a shot at beating the Hawks. Let's get into my prediction. Now, this might be hard for CSU fans to swallow, but let's just say I'm not going anywhere near that 23.5 spread that CSU has to cover this week. The Rams are going to lose. And they're going to lose badly. Enough with that, though. To end off the night, it's time for a weekly news series I'm very excited about called the Ram Play and Ram of the Week. Every Thursday, I'll pick one player and one play to be featured on Cam's Corner that made me smile over the last 7 days. So let's get into it. This week's Ram of the Week has to be Rams kicker Caden Camper. The third-year kicker went a perfect 5 for 5 against Toledo for 16 of CSU's 22 points. This junior from Pueblo earned the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week, and it's safe to say that Caden played a huge part in a Rams W against Toledo. He had all but 6 of our points. And last, but certainly not least, here is the Play of the Week, which also comes from Rams CSU football special teams unit, but this time it's third-string punt returner Thomas Panunzio. Let's take a look. Looking at Panunzio, a booming punt from the Toledo punter. Panunzio has to backtrack to catches it at the 30, goes to the middle, makes two men miss. There goes another one. Get off me, son. Two more right in between, turns on the burners, and Panunzio is absolutely gone. The only touchdown of the game comes for Thomas Panunzio. And, well, Ram fans, that's all I've got for you tonight, but be sure to come back to Cam's Corner next week to get you caught up on all of your sporting news. Hey, and do not go anywhere, because Tom will get you up to date on everything in entertainment right after this.